Welcome to the Man United Agenda. We're here to do a last match of the season. It's Man United versus Fulham. I'm joined by Mr. B, and this is the preview show. Thank you. Saturday afternoon, Mr. B. Unusual, isn't it, for us to be doing a show at this sort of time? But we're here. We deliver, as we always do. Sorry about last night. Couldn't really get a show out. So we're doing it right now at 5:15 on this wonderful, beautiful afternoon in May. What a wonderful day, Mr. B. What have you been up to?
No, I knew he was offside.
What I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be painting, but it hasn't quite gone that way yet at the moment. So I'm waiting for a slipper to come my way, telling me that I shouldn't be on this and I should be knee deep in. Look, it's one of those things. This one's always happening. But look, the sun's out. The sun's out. So when the sun's out, it's the best time of the week for me, man. I'll be honest.
This is a contradiction, Mr. B. You always say Friday is the best day of the week. You just said now, which I agree, Saturday is the best day.
Yeah, when I haven't got anything to do, today is my wind down. I've just been paid, But when you wake up in a days like today, then you think, you know what? All right, maybe it is a Saturday. Maybe it's just a sun. If it was a Tuesday and the sun was out, I'll be feeling exactly the same. To be fair, it's just nice. It's just nice not to have to be in the fan swearing at people on the.
Oh, you there? I was going to say, look, it's the end of the season. I mean, it's time to celebrate and enjoy this thing. There's no pressure going into this game. So we're going to talk about a lot of things here about the team and the selection and do we play a weak team. There's so much topics to talk about. And Fulham as well, they've had a fantastic year. I mean, Fulham have been in the top half, end up in the top half season for the first time since 2011, I think. So that's a good season for them. And we're going to talk about what makes them so effective as well. But first of all, Mr. B, let's do the standard thing, which is the team news. And the only news that I've got here is the major news that we all know about is our Brazilian left-footed whiz kid, Anthony's out.
Are you going to show?
Is that going to be any major damage for us?
Maybe not for the game. But then we say that. I mean, look, we're probably going to drift on to maybe cover that we could have. Him not playing is more for him. I think the team could cope to a certain extent, depending on obviously what Ten Hag sees he wants. But we'll miss him. Obviously, he's been a time he's been a starter, but there's still. We've still got. It's not all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom.
Mr. B, is there any update on the injury? Because to be honest, I haven't really investigated too much. Any update on what's the damage is or how long it will be out? And they were saying something to do with a similar injury to what he had last year, which makes sense because the way he knew straight away by his reaction, it seems there was something that he's familiar with.
Well, it sounds from what I'm gathering, it looks like he's going to be a couple months. End of July for him to be back. It is a reoccurrence of the injury that he had last year. Obviously it's on his ankle. My thing is, if he's 20, how old is he? 20? What is he? 21? 21? Is that old? Well, whatever age he is, to have the same ankle injury, maybe a year and a half, is worrying. Because when I saw it, I actually thought Fofana gave him a kick. I don't even think they've replayed. I mean, I watched the game. I'm sure I didn't see a replay on the screen of the tackle. But yeah, as you said, for him to have known straight away what it was, and for us now to know how long he's actually going to be out, then all right, he's probably going to miss the start of pre-season, probably miss the whole of pre-season, to be fair, especially a trip to America.
Mr. B, I think it's gutting as well because everyone, even foreign players, recognise this huge event, which is the FA Cup final. Surely he's going to be gutted about that because that was a time where he could showcase all his skills against the best team in Europe, possibly.
Yeah, look, we say showcase his skills. He's only got one. No, I wanted you. I wanted you. I know what you mean. No, yeah, I would have rather been able to go there with a full team.
Yeah.
But they have a
And
team, but
is it the same apply for Martinez, Donny van de Beek, Sabitzer, and all these other guys that were injured long term and who we know not won't be playing? How must they feel? I mean, obviously we missed the League Cup final, but the FA Cup final, last domestic game of the season against City, Manchester Derby. I mean, I could sit here building this final, which we will next week, by the way. But wow, to miss this game is immense, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It's a shame. It is a shame. As I said, but I would have liked to seen our full quote. Because guess what? If we lose, oh, we didn't have our best team. Oh, we didn't have our proper right winger playing. You know, maybe that would be something that we can draw out for it if our way. You know, but boy, we've bypassed the whole of Fulham, huh?
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's talk about Fulham quickly. Daniel James could be playing. Hopefully, he won't come back and haunt us, even though it won't make much difference. We still qualify for the Champions League. Tim Ream, he's going to be out, and a doubt, and Andreas Pereira and Kvara, who's the left back from PSG, he's out as well. I haven't seen him play that much this season. So Tim Ream's a centre back, isn't he, for Fulham? He's done pretty well this season. Obviously, Pereira's been like a real creative force. What do you think about Pereira? Because he couldn't get into our side. Do you think he's proven he's a Premiership player playing for Fulham?
Yeah, I think he's proven he's a Premiership player, and I think him playing for Fulham has proved the level, the ceiling that he had. That we knew that he wasn't going to go any further. But he's never going to be a superstar. But look, the one thing with Man United, we prepare players. If they're not good enough for us, you know, and their head is right, they will become a professional at another club. It just didn't work out for United, and obviously he looks like one of those guys who tried. I mean, we tried. These managers just kept on loaning him. Nobody decided to sell him, and then obviously Ten Hag's come in and said, "Yo, look, you're never going to be good. So you may as well go bye." And look, he's done well. He scored a few goals, had a few assists, and look, he looks more than happy playing for Fulham.
Question here for you from Bath Time said, right, Mr. B, do you think we go hard for third place or rotate? And does third place really matter? I mean, we've got to think about the final as well. What's your thoughts on this from Bath Time?
Champions League qualification was the priority. Yeah. We've now got that. If we didn't have the final coming up, then I would have probably said, you know, we go full. But we've got a chance of one, stopping Man City in the second part of their treble, so that we don't even worry Champions League game against Inter Milan the week after.
Yeah.
So look, everybody's talking about, oh, Man City, we have a chance to stop them. We have a chance to stop them early. We've done all of their talk and all of their chat. And if they do it, then, you know, we've got 7 days of Jesus. Oh, they're 7 days away from immortality, blah, 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 blah. So I'm not stressing. I'm not an issue. Not an issue on Monday.
So they agree. Jeff, how you doing? Jeff agrees with you. I want to say big up to Rebel. He says farewell game for Harry Maguire tomorrow. Could be his last game. And holy shite, it's a Saturday show. Is this Maguire's last game, maybe, or last sort of appearance for Manchester United Football Club? Would you say?
That depends on what Solo's 11's saying. To be fair,
true.
He might not. I mean, look, whether or not he plays or not, I do believe it will be his last. This is his last season at Old Trafford. Whether he dons his boots or not, said we'll save that. This, but yeah, there's a lot of players who this will be farewell to seeing it inside of the changing room from the away side anyway, from the home side anyway.
Bath Time saying Ten Hag will go hard for third place.
There's a record to be beaten. Yeah, there's a record that's up as well. Home record, the most amount of home wins in a season.
Okay,
we're on 20. We're on 26, and the record is 27.
What? Even with Fergie's day, that's a record.
But even with Fergie's days, this is the record. I don't know who got the record. Maybe it was Fergie who got the record to be. I'm not going to hold up my hand and say, oh, I know. I heard. It wasn't research that I did myself.
Yeah.
I actually heard. So that could be something that he wants to progress with, and he wants to be that guy who's got that, so that's another thing where bath time he could go hard, or he could go he could put a lot of the second string out.
Speaking of farewells, bath time saying here, Harry Maguire and Phil Jones. He expects Phil Jones that to be his last game. He's done a big service for the club, even though he hasn't played much. And big up lads from Andy Herbert. So congratulations on getting Champions League football. Hope you win the FA Cup. Very nice, polite, friendly fire there from Arsenal. I was waiting for the punchline.
Yeah, so was I. Maybe he's had a pause. I mean, what I will say is that the fact that we both qualified for the same competition, we've got one trophy further than you in Europa. I would actually say that Man United had a better season than Arsenal, but look, we'll save that for another time, Mr. Herbert.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Jeff's saying here, do you like my lineup? I want to see your lineup, Jeff. I haven't seen it yet. And we're waiting for solos. Bath time saying here, a certain kind of manager would just get 45 minutes of low block practice in for City. But I think Ten Hag will try to win the game by half time and then get Jones and the kids on. That's talking about the Fulham game. He's going to win that by half time. But yeah,
Jones is even. Everybody's talking about Jones. Hasn't even trained under Ten Hag for the whole year he was there. So no, I don't think Jones will be playing. And look, we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that.
Okay, yeah. So Jeff sent his team on Twitter. We're gonna have to check that out, guys.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Seeing how you doing. We are not playing McTominay, Maguire, Martial, Weghorst, Tevez, Bailey will all leave. Okay, it's quite possible. Yeah, good shout there. And Butland from Jeff as well. Anyway, so team news. We know what Fulham have got. We know we're just missing Anthony mainly, and the usual suspects are out injured, who've been out for a long time now. Let's go and do the solo again, 11. Drum roll, please. What's Solo saying about his team? And is he Solo considering the FA Cup final? Is he thinking about his rotation, considering we got top 4 already? What's Solo saying? Here we go. Solo 11. Drop it.
Oh.
He's interesting. Mr. B, let's start with defence. No Luke Shaw and Dalot's in. Reasons why Solo's gone for that? What's Solo thinking here? And Maguire, the big man, Maguire. Wow. What is Solo thinking? There's so much to talk about here. What's going on?
Okay, well, the final's coming up, so I think there's going to be. I think Solo's looking at a full rotation. To be fair, Maguire, last home game, nothing riding on it. Should start. Lindelof. Do we have another left back in the club that he's played? No, so it's probably going to be Lindelof. Malacia is cover, and Viola, it looks like Dalot's been cover. De Gea, he's not going to change De Gea. So yeah, I would kind of half agree with that. What are you thinking? 2 week?
I'm surprised. I think Solo's thinking, rotate, give these other players opportunity to shine, and put them in contention for the FA Cup final. Because I think that's the big showpiece game for us now this season. I don't know. I think, as Bartime was saying there, I think the manager's got a different mindset. I think he will go with our strongest side, which won't include Maguire. It will probably be actually because Varane, you don't want to sort of wrap him up. You don't want him to get injured, do you? It's all right.
You know what it is? I think there's certain players need to be playing.
Yeah.
Need to be playing in the cup final. 100% starting. And I think if we can avoid them kicking a ball, especially, then he would. Okay. So what you thinking about that centre mid then?
Luke Shaw came off injured the other day, so I understand.
Do you think it was? I meant to ask you. Do you think that's because the game was done? Do you think it was a precaution?
Time, wasn't it, Mr. B? He done that at half time. So that suggests to me he might have been sort of been carrying a little knock. And you want to keep him fit. Malacia is a very good replacement. He's proved this season he can do a good job. And he's young. He's exciting, as in he's got a good future ahead of him at the club. He knows he knows his role, but he's going to get opportunities. So I like Malacia. He gives a lot of balance, and he's going to improve, I believe, once he sort of settles down a bit. Dalot, I understand why Solo might give him a game, and it would be nice for him to get a game. But I think the manager will go for 3 points. A couple of questions here from the comments. I just want you to answer these, Mr. B. By the way, Solo and Bath Time are thinking the same. If Bath Time picked the same team as Solo, we won't go into midfield and strikers yet because it's looking interesting. Palestri must play, says Lucky Singh. Emma, how you doing? Said I would start the team that's going to start the final against City and then sub whoever's on. See, that's Emma's mindset.
See, that's only 5 players, though. There's only 5 players that can be subbed.
Right.
And if the game doesn't quite go as we would like it to go, where, you know, he can make subs on the 45 minutes, the result makes no difference. The result makes no difference because we've qualified for Champions League. What is it? £5 million prize money between third and fourth. So it's not a money thing. But I still got.
They said you don't have to qualify anymore for 4th place.
Yeah, there's no qualification. We'd just be straight. Yeah, you just be straight into the tournament. So,
what do you think of Jeff's team? He's got Butland, Dalot, Maguire, Jones, Williams. Wow. But McTominay and Fred, Palestri, Manu, Garnacho, and Weghorst. Wow. You've really gone and brought out the youths. Lucky Singh saying, yes, Palestri and Zidane. We get on to that. Fred, McTominay, Dalot have to play at least 45 minutes to give them a chance for the final, maybe. I'd like to see Casemiro, Fred, McTominay as the free to try out before the City game. You were saying that about Fred to play instead of Ericsson. Ed Mayhem, how you doing? Afternoon, everyone. I'll leave Bruno out tomorrow. He's saying, why would you do that, Ed? Lucky playing here. Palestri, Zidane, Iqbal asked manager to play you. That's from Lucky Singh. Rashford needs to start. He didn't look too good against Chelsea. He scored a goal there, didn't he? And I'm not thinking about Fulham result. I'm thinking about the final and the fact that we need a bit of a routine. So don't break up a good team. And HG Game is saying I'd save Garnacho and play Palestri over him. I'd also play Zidane Iqbal now. All right, we're coming on to midfield. There's mention of Zidane Iqbal by 3 people here. McTominay and Fred, what's going on? This is something you call McFuckeries. What's Solo thinking here? I mean, why would he play those two?
Well, Ericsson, I don't think would start anyway. Casemiro, he's got both of those in. I think it's because that's what's left. I think that's what's left. You look at, he hasn't played Iqbal. He hasn't played Mainu at all in a game that semi means something. It depends on what his attitude is to it, to be fair. I think Mainu probably deserves a game and a start. He got the what's our young player award there? Oh, somebody in the chat's going to tell me he's picked up the young player award for the club. Look, somebody in the chat, give me the name of it. So he's obviously definitely on the radar. He's probably somebody who would he start him? He could probably start him, but then if he started him, would he be see the situation with Fred and Casemiro? Can we afford Casemiro to not be on fire, to not be on his A game? Now we saw what he was like when he came back from suspension, and he was really, really sluggish. So I'm not sure Casemiro's not gonna start. There we go, Jimmy Murphy. Thank you very much. Yeah, he got the Jimmy Murphy award. So I think he's definitely in the radar. My only thing with this is maybe Casemiro. I wouldn't throw Mainu in with Fred or McTominay. I don't think it will be beneficial for him. I know it's only one game, but we do want these players to learn something on the pitch, to be able to learn from the players beside them. So if McTominay and Fred don't play, then I can maybe see Casemiro playing with a Mainu, which would be nice.
With
but, I think
rotation with the subs.
Yeah.
Because you started the show, Mr. Bean, you were saying the manager wants to get the best home record. He's probably looking for that. He's going to be shrewd and play his best team. Emma's saying that about playing the best team and making them fit for the final. Here's one from Emma. Sancho needs to start on the right if he's going to play against City. I wouldn't play the kids, though, unless they have the potential to be subbed on against City. So there you go. So no point having the kids on. The Bath Time also agreed. Skolesy the GOAT. How you doing, man? He says, no need to start any of the main players. We have a cup final play very soon. Don't we want to keep people ticking over? That's the question mark, isn't it? Manu got the player award, young players award. Jeff saying here, just keep the pudding away from Casemiro and the director's props. Bath Time said, I think Manu should probably get 10 minutes or so if he did win the award. Pretty sure Maino is injured though, says Emma K. I personally think Ten Hag will do De Gea, Malacia, Lindelof, Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Casemiro, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, and Sancho. Because isn't McTominay just come back from injury? I don't know. Well, anyway, Solo's gone for Garnacho up front, and he's dropped Martial and put in Weghorst. Talking points there, major talking points. Garnacho to start. Does he deserve a start? Or should he be sort of rested again and come on off the bench?
I mean, he's been back in training long enough to warrant a start. You know, Ten Hag's really has he started anybody who's been out for, say, a long-term injury, but an injury that's left them out for more than a couple of games, and they've gone straight back into the squad? I'm not sure they have. But he's ready. I think he's ready to go. I think he's ready to go. Bruno hasn't been injured for 432 games. Wow. He hasn't been injured for. Yes, he has missed games, but not through injury. So yeah. Bruno's going to play. Bruno will play. He'll play Bruno. And as Emma said, Sancho needs practice. Now we haven't got Anthony. I don't see us playing any. He's not going to play Pellistri over Sancho in the final. So I think Sancho will definitely get a run out on the right, even if it's 60, 70 minutes for him to maybe get used to playing on that side, because we know Anthony's out and Sancho's going to be the starter there. And obviously with Weghorst, I just think Martial probably isn't the superstar that we want him to be, but his level's above Weghorst, so I think Weghorst will start. And guess what? It gives Weghorst, McTominay maybe, and Maguire a chance to do. Here you go, to wave goodbye. Yes, wave goodbye to the home fans. You know, what are you thinking about that top four? Is what I'm interested in.
I don't like Solo's team. Don't like it. Just because I'm getting in my head. When we Solo, what you should do in future, Solo, get into the manager's head and think how the manager would be thinking. What Solo's doing here is thinking, sentiment for Maguire, play McTominay and Fred, just rest people up, and bring on a youngster. Play Weghorst, see him out. Like it's going to be a sunny day. We're going to cruise through this game. This team could get beat. And I don't want to break that record. I don't want to lose last game of the season at home, going into the cup final and having dented our confidence like that. I don't think that's a good idea. We had a great win against Chelsea the other day. Regardless of what you think of Chelsea, it was a good win. We opened them up, we scored goals. And this is something about finishing our dinner. I would play the same team again, our strongest team, so we can get those patterns of play down, especially with that the issue of Anthony being out. I want to see Sancho coming in and giving him a chance to say, right, this is the formula we're going with. Let's work on it. Comments quickly flying in. Rest or no rest, is positive and negative both. I totally agree. Ericsson came in almost instantly after injury, says bath time. Weghorst goal to see him into the sunset, says HD Gamer. We hope so. It'd have to be a tap-in or something, though. So, Scholesy the GOAT saying, Garnacho has a bright future here. Glory, glory, man. I totally agree on this channel. Bath time saying here, just sub Casemiro the second he gets a yellow card. Jeff saying that I was joking. He will put out a strong squad. He will sub if we score. More like that. That's more like it, yeah. Emma saying Pellistri should maybe get some minutes, as he would be the only right-sided sub. Good point again. This is the last home match of the season for a lot of these players, and hopefully it's sunny. It's going to be one of the beautiful days. I'm saying, I wonder if we might see Martial at left wing in this game. Rashford's crap at defending, and Martial's decent, and they might switch for the final. Interested in that, because it's going to be a massive tactical game in the final. Lucky Singh saying, I know that win, I know what win game I get that. Okay. HG Game is saying Weghorst Premier League goals, please. Double it by getting another one. His tally for the season. And Emma's saying here finally, because then we should go for third place finishes, but the best that we can do, you know. Pellistri would be nice to see you. So yeah, a lot of love for Pellistri out there. But that's Solo's 11. 15 in the chat. Make sure you press the like button, guys. And guys, we're going to prediction time now. So what do you think? Because obviously it's hard to know. An hour before the game, when I see the team sheet, it'll be easier for me to make a prediction, but it's down to you guys now. We're going to get rid of the Solo 11 and ask Mr. B in detail, after all this 25 minutes of chat, when we've gone through the ins and outs of this game. Mr. B, you're on the spot. What's going to happen tomorrow?
We're going to win, regardless of whatever team he puts out. We're going to win. It's our last home game. There's going to be a lot of happiness at Old Trafford tomorrow. I mean, it would be even better if the Glazers would break some sort of news. I mean, they've had us waiting around for 2 days for this thing that they were going. Yeah, it's been. If you notice how quiet it's been, anybody moaning. There hasn't been anybody. Oh, there's going to be a thing on Friday. Thing on Friday's come and gone.
Yeah,
and it hasn't been that uproar. So maybe it'll kick off at Old Trafford tomorrow. Last home game, maybe something beautiful's there, and then they say, but score prediction wise on Monday, it depends on what team he puts out. It really does depend on what team he puts out. You know, I'll go 1-1 just because I really don't care what the score is tomorrow. A draw still keeps that record intact at 27 unbeaten, and we don't have to go for the win.
Yeah.
1-1. I'll go 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the city.
So
all depends really want to score, but yeah, we go
1-1. What kind of threat do Fulham pose? Is it Mitrovic back?
That's the one chance they'll get. That's the one chance they'll get. They're on holiday.
Okay, yeah.
They're on holiday. Their job's done. It's going to be a jaunt. It's going to be a jolly for them on Monday. I think it's just going to be a day out on their private jet up to Manchester. They'll get out on the pitch. They'll have a season's finished. They just look. It's been a long, hard season for Fulham. Yeah. So I hope they're coming up there with their slippers on, and they're ready to and they're ready to have their arse handed to them on a plate. To be fair.
And after all that, you're saying 1-1.
Exactly. After all of that, I'm gonna.
But we batter them 90% possession, but we get a 1-1 draw. 5-0 says Emma. Bath time say 3-1. Fred McTominay and Maguire. Fred McTominay, Jones and Maguire. There must be an own goal in there because there's 4 players. Andy Herbert saying,
guess who gets the own goal?
It's got to be Jones or Maguire, one of the two. I know for banter purposes. Is there a rematch between Man United Agenda versus Cop TV, Mr. B?
Will be, but it'll probably. I don't even think half of the cop team have recovered yet. To be fair, so yeah, there will be. we might get some one season. That would be nice. We'll get one. Yeah, we'll get, and it's still celebrating. We'll get one for maybe August, September. See what we can do with that. To be fair.
And guys, if anyone got any tips for us on how to beat this Liverpool side, just please throw them in. If someone wants to come and give us bring like a tactics board or something, and just give us some inspiration, at least it'll be cheering.
Stand here. When you're tired, fall down here.
Lucky Singh saying 3-2, hopefully to United. 1-1 says HG Gamer, same scoreline as Mr. B. Man United, how you doing? He says 3-1 to Man United. Which is good score, solo score. And it's 3-1 again from Jeff. He's saying Mitrovic gets another red card, trying to get revenge. 2-2, Lucky Singh. Fulham on the beach. Yeah, that's Mr. B's line. And yeah, he's more than likely right there. 3-3, Thriller, last game of the season. Wasn't there like what's Fergie's last game?
Yeah, that was West Brom.
What's that?
Was that West Brom 5-5? That was 4-4. Yeah, it was West Brom or something stupid like that. I think it was some ridiculous score.
Was it 3-3 or 5-5, Mr. B?
Was it? Look, someone to say it was a high scoring. Maybe 5. 5 doesn't seem right, does it? It must have been 3. But then that wasn't exciting.
It was ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it was a high score draw. 5. Yeah. See, 5-5. I was right.
Oh, it was 5-5.
See, my memory's not that. See, these. I have these pockets of information around here, and they just come and pop up. Oh, I'll take that.
Vincent saying 5-0. Just break legs, says hell. We don't wish that on anyone, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Where have the watchalongs gone? Question mark from Bath.
Oh, they've been. Yeah, my. If you're watching now, for whatever reason, Virgin. I changed from Sky to Virgin, and Virgin are shit. I've had so much issues with. I've got them coming out on Tuesday, so hopefully it'll clear. So it once my internet's on in the house, it just works on. It's stupid. It buffers. It stops. So yeah, it's just not worth starting it to have to stop it with frustration bath time. So hopefully cup final will be done. If not, then I said it has to be done for the summer. I'm back for the new season. But yeah, that's the reason.
Well, welcome back. I hope so, because we really enjoy these. 1-0 says Ed Mayhem. He said, take it easy on Fulham. It's my dad's team. and it was Grandad's team as well. And then you go and let them down by supporting Man United. Luton are on the verge of the Premier League. Man United saying Luton could be heading to Premier League. They're playing right now, aren't they? Massive. I mean, we laughed about this the other day about Kenilworth Road, and that they're going to have to make major adjustments, wouldn't they? Vincent saying it's 5-0, 5-5. Alex Ferguson's last game. We threw away a 5-2 lead, and Papa Botswana to move in. Just get Papa. I'm not going to
go. Puppy, get Puppy to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And Virgin Media is crap internet-wise, says Lucky Singh. Wish you would have told us that beforehand. Vincent saying here, that's because you might need to make sure you get a route to number 5 and go for 1 terabyte in internet speed. Okay, so change address. That's from Vincent. Stockport County, good luck tomorrow. It's his local team. Big up to Stockport. Yep. Up north, Manchester. Luton qualifier for Premier League. Wow. Double A would say it would be great to see Kobe and Iqbal screened by Casemiro for at least 60-65 minutes.
I mean, look, we've been calling for Iqbal the whole season, and we haven't seen him, and we're still calling for him. Iqbal ain't going to get on the. I don't even think he's going to get on the bench.
Right.
I don't even think he's going to get on the bench tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I think the progression of youngster players. Would you do you feel confident? Like, because we've been hearing that Ten Hag brings in young players. He does A, B, and C, but Ollie done more for young players than Ten Hag this season, I believe, as in appearances. I know we got Ganacho, Palestri, but not that many appearances. It's the Iqbals, the Savages, the Kobe's. They've only got like 1 or 2 brief appearances. Do you think Ten Hag has now changed his mindset? He's worried about being a big club and winning first of all. Or do you think he's really considering bringing through young players?
No, I think he's always considering. He's done it at Ajax. He knows what our philosophy is, and he likes working with younger players. He keeps saying they're more receptive to what he wants, the information that he wants to give them. So, no, I just think it's the way it's gone. Next season, I expect to see Kobe and Iqbal playing a lot of football. If Iqbal doesn't get loaned out because Kobe's going nowhere, then I do expect him to be playing a lot of games. We're going to have a lot of games. I'm going to say meaningless games. League and Champions League are a priority. You know, the trophy we won this year is going to be 4th on our list of priorities this year. So I think this is where those are the games that those players are going to be playing in. We might see him in a league game or 2, especially if it's against Coventry or Luton, depending on which one of them go up. I call that now, and then I lose my mind when they play. We should be playing it. We should be playing the kids. Blah blah blah. But I think those are the games where we're going to see their progression next year.
And Emma's saying here, the first team's not settled. Of course, he ain't going to bring in the kids just yet. And Diallo, he's back at the club, I believe. Whole management, Palestri, Diallo to play. And
Diallo's not registered to play anyway, but he'll be a guest. At the end of the day, he'll be a guest of the club. He's a Man United player, so I expect him to make the trip to soak up that atmosphere.
Okay, so next week, obviously, we'll do the reaction show tomorrow to post-match bath time. If you want in on that, you're more than welcome. And also next week, we'll be doing a preview for the FA Cup. It's a massive week. It's a massive game for a number of reasons. Let's list out. Give us 5 reasons why the FA Cup final is a massive game. Reason number 1, I'll go first. It's a Manchester derby. Reason number 2, Mr. B.
Stops them from doing the treble.
Reason number 3, me. We owe them. They beat us 6-3.
Oh man, I was gonna use that one. Number 4. You know what? I would like to prove how good. I would like to see an improvement on the 6-3. If we lose because that game we were battered.
Yeah,
absolutely. It could have been. I mean, we scored our 3 goals when they probably didn't even give a shit. To be fair, I would like to see a much better performance. There's ways of losing, and I want to see us lose. If we're going to lose, lose the right way. Lose with some fire in your belly, you know.
Okay, that's 4. Bragging right, says Man United, and for me, the most important one here is for Ten Hag to get the double trophy in his first season. And as I can see, just to your left of you, you got a poster of him. I think he's been fantastic this year, and that would just like finish us off and going into the summer. as double domestic cup winners and top 4 as well, and beating City as well, supposed to be the best team in the world since sliced bread. And also Ten Hag will just prove that working with the shaky side, getting it right, 2 trophies, top 4, magnificent display, 7 days, 6-7 days to work on the training ground to master Pep Guardiola. That would be something really special. So we've said it, guys. Stop the treble, bragging rights, derby game, lose gracefully, as Mr. B would say, and also Ten Hag to prove that he's up there, an elite manager. These are the reasons we want to win that FA Cup, man. So, guys, to get the energy up, it's going to be a massive week next week. Obviously, Subs is saying to win the FA Cup, Leicester will get relegated, says Lucky Singh. We got it'll be our first final versus City. Imagine that.
Yeah, I know, crazy. But City have always City are only good now because they got oil money. Let's remember that.
Here's another reason, because Manchester is red, bitch. Yeah, get your t-shirt, guys. Bart is saying here, no matter what happens in the FA Cup, the winners will follow Liverpool as the winners of the storied competition. It's a massive competition. I have played it down recently. I've said it's a minor cup, but really, I'm not saying it because we're in it. It's a special day. They need to make it special again. Bath Time's saying here, players like Ozzy Ardiles to Tim Cahill have from different parts of the world have dreamed of playing the FA Cup final, and it's the peak of English football. Do you still think it has that sort of prestige, Mr. B? Because you remember growing up.
If you're in the final,
TV,
do you remember?
Every year.
Yeah, it was. You had ITV and BBC One. They had blanket coverage. Yeah. You would be, obviously I lived in Wembley, so we used to go up to the park and we used to see all of the fans out. But it was a whole day. Had a whole day of it. From the beginning to the end. What you went out, you came back in. There were still interviews in the change room, interviews with their players. I think it's probably lost of that. Maybe it's probably lost that kind of coverage. But if you're in it, then yeah, of course. When we're not in it, I don't really care about the FA Cup. But we're in it. Yeah, it's one of the greatest trophies in the world. Now we're in it. So yeah. I think it's a big trophy. You haven't given a score prediction though before you jump off.
I think the manager will play a strong side. That's why I think we're going to win 2-0, and it'll be like just an Ole game where people are playing Ole football in the sunshine, which is end of season. That's how it usually goes, isn't it? Bath Time's laughing because we did say it's a prestigious competition again now that we're in it. Big up to Solo, who's just jumped in late. Hope you're doing well, Solo. We love you, miss you, and you'll be back soon, hopefully, doing some shows with us. And this is massive. I mean, like you said, first City game in the final we played them in. Now, thinking back in finals in the past, I remember when we weren't expected to win. I mean, the underdog is the underdog competition. I remember Sunderland beating Leeds in the early 70s. I remember in 1988 Wimbledon beating the great Liverpool side, and then there was Birmingham. Not Birmingham. They won their League Cup. Didn't Leicester won it? They beat Man City as well. So it is the underdogs. Everyone's got a chance.
Wigan did them as well.
Who?
Wigan.
Oh, that's it. That's the one. Wigan won the FA Cup as well. I can't remember who they beat. Oh, they're saying they beat Man City, did they?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's massive, guys. Let's build this up for next week. FA Cup final, last game against Fulham, and we're going to be following everything all the way to the end. And hopefully we get some news about the ownership as well. But yeah, Bath Time finishing up saying, just imagine Ten Hag dancing with the crippled Martinez and Anthony. It's going to be amazing. Imagine that, yeah. Sunny days, FA Cup final coming up, and we're loving it. Guys, really appreciate you coming in and joining us. Mr. B, what you got planned for the rest of the evening?
Maybe I'm going to pick up the paintbrush. Maybe I'm going to pick up, do a midnight paint, switch on all the lights, open the windows, play my music nice and loud, and why not? I might do a midnight paint job tonight.
Good. Mr. Miyagi taught you well, as and we are going to brush off as well now into the sunset. And enjoy your Sunday, guys. Make sure you join us for the reaction show, and make sure you join us definitely next week for the FA Cup massive week coming up, and the last week of the season as well. If you didn't check it out already, go and check out the interview with Barry Miller, the ex-Doncaster Rovers pro. Not because he's sports Man United, but it's just a football podcast, and we talk about the game. An ex-pro who was in the game. Bath Time gives a great interview, And check it out, guys. It's on the channel right now. So if you ain't doing anything this evening, anything after the show, go and tune in to the Barry Miller interview with myself and Bath Time. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. God bless and good night. Good night.